There's always one side that looks better, right? Hi, I'm Bonnie Lacey. I am an author, a speaker, a GMA, a wife, a follower of Jesus. What else? A doodler. What else? Yeah. But really, and I've shared some of that in other videos, but what do I do? I make things up, right? That's the best, right? I started out, I think I shared this as a journaler. I think that's a new word, journaler. It's not a journalist. It's not journalism. It's a journaler. I've got over 80 journals somewhere, all over, hidden under the beds, in the garage, in the basement. I don't know. It's scary. But right now, I call it out. I call it my puke it out journal. That may be offensive to some, but it's what I do. It's like I get out the anger, I get out the list for the day, like this video, do the videos today, what I'm feeling about what happened yesterday. I puke it out. Does that make sense? Yeah. Some entries could be a story. Isn't life a story? Right? Oh my goodness. Short stories. That's how I started out. The journals, the entries kind of became, that would, how when you're reading a newspaper, it's like, that would make a good story, or it is a good story, right? And my journal entries started feeling like that. And then pretty soon they started kind of fitting together, like chapter 1, chapter 2, whatever. And the short stories became books. I mean, wow. So I want to write a book. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to write a book, just like I didn't know how to do, I still don't know how to do videos here, but I'm learning. So there used to be a group, and I think they have shut down now, but it's called NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. And it's where back in the 1990s maybe, several people got together and challenged each other. It's like, let's write a book in November. We can do this. 150,000 words. Let's do this. And it grew to, I don't know how many, 400,000 all over the world, worldwide, to challenge each other to write a book in November, 50,000 words. And that's, not a total book in most genres, but so I did. I signed up and I had written a couple of books, like I think I shared in another video. I've written 4 books, and the 5th book that I wrote, I decided that would be worth the time and the money to publish. But this was, like maybe book 2 or 3 that I signed on, NaNoWriMo. I'm going to do this. 50,000 words in a month. That's the stupidest month for me to do. Right? Who here? Raise your hand if you host Thanksgiving at your house. 20 some people, right? Raise your hand if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 grandsons with birthdays in November. That's the stupidest month, but I did it anyway. Several of them, right? So yeah, here we are, November. I am going to be so organized that in September and October, I am going to kind of plot out, I'm going to figure things out. What's my main character? What's the setting? What's the real theme of this story, right? You know what I'm going to say. Okay, when I'm putting out Halloween treats and my little tracts, my gospel tracts that I hand out. Wait a minute, this is October 31st. NaNoWriMo starts tomorrow. What am I going to do? Oh my gosh. Well, main character. His name's Clarence. That's my dad's name. I don't think he'll care. He's in heaven with Jesus, okay? So that's the main character. I don't know why. I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. Plot? Oh my gosh, what's a plot? This is, like I said, 3rd, 4th book. I can't remember now. I'd have to go look. I don't want to go look. Pantster? Have you heard of that? It's like writing by the seat of your pants. Or plotter? Oh my goodness. Well, that was definitely a pantster book. I've gotten better now. One of the books that I published, at a certain point, I realized it needed more help, of course, more than an editor. I had an editor do it twice. That's not a good use of my time if I'm going to be a pantser. I need to be a little bit more efficient, right, with my time and my money, right? Oh my gosh. So here I am writing, scribbling, writing, and it was really kind of fun. It's a fun way to write, but not too organized for me and my way of writing. But what do I write? What do I call them? Even back then, I didn't know what genre, what category they would be. I kind of do now, thank God, but it's hard to figure out. And to be honest, the platforms that we publish, that shall be nameless, keep changing their requirements and their categories and all of that. It's just really, they don't make it very easy. So, but right now I am saying that I publish Christian contemporary fantasy. So maybe you get the Christian part. I talk about God a little bit. He kind of flits in and around these videos and what I say. Christian, if you believe in Jesus, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. So it has that theme, that world theme, right? Contemporary just means that the characters drive cars and have phones like you and I do. It's just this world, this contemporary world. Fantasy is different for a lot of people, but my fantasy is, there's an invisible world going on even right here, right? What are those angels and demons up to? That's what I like to write about. That's kind of my favorite. Oh my gosh, angels and demons. I learned really, really fast not to write from a demon's point of view. That's not healthy, right? But I've been told by my readers that my books are gritty. The first book that I published is the first book in my series. It's a series of 6 so far, and the subtitle is I'm not going to edit this. This is take 5, maybe. I don't know. The subtitle is The Great Escapee series. So that Clarence, that main character, we first meet him and he's in prison and he's getting kicked out of prison to a nursing home in the town where the crime was committed and where he grew up. He's just angry. He's belligerent. He's stubborn. Feels like he's been robbed of his whole life. 60 years in prison. He's 80 years old when he gets kicked out. And that happens today. I've heard that. The prisons don't want to pay for cataract surgery like I just had, or, knee replacement, hip replacement. So here he is. He's in the town facing his past. And he repeatedly escapes from the nursing home, which is fun to mess with as an author. That's fun. And he explores the town and he's confronted with his memories, bad and good, of the town, of his growing up years. He just wants to go to the hills and die until he meets a little girl named B-E-A. She's 4 years old. And he kind of stirs him back to life. My things, I think I've said this, my books are called Gritty. How would an 80-year-old man, 60 years in prison, talk? There's a couple of words in there. There's not the F-bomb, but there's a representation of one. You know what I mean? I even had a letter, a card from a lady in a nursing home. She had been gifted that book. She had read that book. She says, I couldn't put it down, but she goes, no bad words. And she made me feel like, well, I didn't even write it out, but she got on me. And the only words that are bad in there are the S word and the D word. But again, there's drug addicts. There's some dark stuff in there. Angels and demons, right? How would they talk? So I have to be legitimate. I've got some spiritual sons from Teen Challenge years ago that have told me the brutal story of their childhood that would throw the book at me literally if I didn't make it real. Okay? You okay? So that's book 1 released. You can go down below this video and there's my website and I'll put the shop. down below, so you can go direct there if you're interested in buying any of them. There's ebooks, there's paperbacks, there's large print. So I try to do everything. I'm still, I don't have a lot of hardbacks if that's what you collect, but that's probably coming. I don't have audio yet. That's expensive, but that's going to be soon as well. So go there and check out the website. If you like these videos, go down below, click like and subscribe if you want to be included on where I go next. I have lots of stories like you do. I hope you're having a good day. God bless. God keep you.